quickly, Jason.
Sorry.
What is primary market?
The main market.
Yes, primary market.
The market that is important.
The market that is important, primary market. What do you think, Jason? What is primary market?
The main market.
The main market. What is main market? Okay. So primary market is like your friends shared before. This is the market that we can buy shares directly from the company. So from the company side, primary company, right? This is the first time company issues their shares to the market. This is the primary market, right? Or we can call this as an IPO process. So IPO is the only event, on the only point that the company got its money from the public, right? So if you're talking about primary market, and then most likely you're going to talk about the IPO, initial public offering, for a company who decided to get funding from the public, right? So this is stock market, right? Stock market, right? And then what is the secondary market?
I think it's where you can buy shares from like another entity. Like they already bought the shares from the primary market, but then they resell it.
Okay, so if we want to trade our shares, right? So we'll go to the secondary market. So say now go to, right? Doing IPO. So this is the primary market when the public buys shares from GoTo, right? Okay. So GoTo, and public is going to be like this. We're going to say that this is investment bank, right? Investment bank. Then public bought GoTo shares. Right? So this is cash, right? And then GoTo transfer the shares to the public. So this is the exchange in the primary market, right? Public send cash to GoTo, and then GoTo send shares to public. Only partially, not 100% of shares of GoTo went to public. Perhaps only 25% or 55%. Right? So this is primary market. So once the public got the shares from the primary market, then if they want to get first, right, capital gain, yeah, then they start to trade on secondary market. Secondary market, right? So in secondary market, it's practically public versus public. Who wants to buy and share? Sorry, buy and sell, right? So this is primary market, this is secondary. So in secondary market, do you think that go to get cash in secondary market or get fund in secondary market? No, right? So this is the only event that go to financed by the public, right? Cash goes to go to, and then go to shares their shares to the public. And then the secondary market is public versus public. So there is no go to here, right? So public versus public doing secondary trading. Or usually we call there is a broker here in the market doing transaction, right? Trading. The first thing they're doing is trading, and then the second thing is settlement. Right? So usually we trade today, the settlement would be 2 or 3 days from now. So the ownership transfer would be 2 or 3 days from now, not today. So this is the way primary and secondary market mechanics in the stock market. Right. So after a company went public, what do they have to provide to the market? Right? Excuse me?
Shares.
Shares. So after they go public, they went public, what the company have to do to the market? Nothing.
Give confidence.
Give confidence, right? How?
Like the balance sheeting.
Financial report? Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. And then what can be financial report? Give confidence to the market by sending financial report regularly. Then what are the things that the company has to the market after when public? Do you listen to the morning news? Morning news, 6 a.m. No, never.
Yeah, no.
It's not important. Right?
Do you listen to them?
Yeah. If you listen the news at 6 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning, the first thing that the newscaster shares with you is the value of the international stock market index.
It's always.
Yeah, it's always the value of the stock market index. That's the first thing, right? So give confidence by sending material information, right? Information, right? Like I think yesterday morning, the Bloomberg News shared positive information about banking stock in the U.S. So because of the Fed fund cut rate, and then they expect to get another very good years of banking stocks in another 10 years. Right? So this is the kind that the public company attempt to share the information to the market, and this is the material information. So what do you think this material information in relation to the price of the stock? Now we're talking about this secondary, right? So we're not talking the primary market anymore. So we're talking about secondary market. What do you think moves the price of stocks? I think last week, group one, right? Presented the value of S&P 500 in comparison with hedge fund index, right? So what do you think moves those kind of index? Or what do you think moves the market?
Like the number of people that sign up dual shares.
Number of transactions, right? Then what else? Can you check Yahoo Finance now? Check this index. Yahoo Finance, and then put this code. Yahoo Finance. What do you find?
Minus 0.2%.
Minus 0.2%, right? Can you check this index during 2018, right? 2018, sorry, 2018 to 2024. How's the movement of the index? Up and down, steady, increasing dramatically, downside, upside, increasing steadily, right? After what year? 2010? 2020?
After 2008.
After 2008. So what do you think moves the market, move EISK? What do you think moves EISK? Transactions make sense? Anything else other than transactions? Inflation, economics, yeah, inflation. Anything else?
Bank rates. Bank rates.
Bank rate, bank rate, yeah, makes sense.
Stimulus.
Stimulus,
Like there's the news here, like stock rate on Chinese stimulus rates gold climbs.
stimulus, okay, inflation, bank rate, stimulus, transactions. Any other idea? What moves stock market prices? No? Give up?
The Fed.
The Fed, yeah. This information moves stock market prices. Any information, right?
The supply and demand.
Could be one of those things, right? Informations mean if you are talking about inflation, bank rate, stimulus, it's economic information, right? Economic wide information. And then if you are talking about financial report, corporate try to give confidence to the market, then that will be a firm specific information, right? Second is market wide, sorry, information. Okay, so information drives prices of public companies. The first is firm specific information. Right? Just an example of firm specific information, go to recently announced on the development of marketplace outside Indonesia. Just an example. Yeah. Vietnam, Thailand, and then around Asia. So that kind of information is firm specific information. And then the second one is market wide information. Right? So market wide information includes federal rate, Fed fund rate cut. Yeah. So this market wide information. And then I think now is going to have inauguration of new president in October. Those kind of market wide information. Okay. So this is primary and then secondary. Secondary trading. Practically, we trade on information. Right? If you check the number of transactions, the higher the number of transactions, the higher the information content of the stock prices. Right? There is a positive relationship between the number of transactions and the information content on the stock market. Okay. So from this, do you have any questions? Or after reviewing the material from Sean, do you have any questions on share market or stock market? How is the market mechanics works?
So the firm specific information that includes like the transactions.
Yes, that one firm specific information. So the higher the information content of a firm, then the most likely the number of transaction is higher. Okay. Okay, then the secondary market, the third information. And I'd like you to introduce with one of the assumptions that very important to understand the share market. We call this the efficient market hypothesis, right? Efficient market hypothesis means all information, all publicly available information is reflected to the stock prices. Or if we use Indonesia IHSG, all publicly available information in Jakarta Stock Exchange reflected in indeks harga saham gabungan. That's what we call efficient market hypothesis. So if market is efficient, do you think there will be a transactions in the secondary market?
Yes, obviously.
Yes. So if market efficient, there will be a transaction in secondary market. Yes, very briefly. Why? Yes. So all information is reflected in indeks harga saham gabungan or is reflected to the all stock prices in Indonesia. Do you think that there will be any transactions in Jakarta? Secondary market. All right. Do you expect that the market is efficient or not?
Yeah, what was the question?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Yeah, efficient market hypothesis means that all publicly available information is reflected in indeks harga saham gabungan. Then, if the market is efficient, would there be any transactions in Jakarta? Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes or no?
I think no.
If
Possibly.
the market is efficient,
If the market is efficient,
then that means there's a lot of information.
yeah, all information, all publicly available information is reflected in the stock market prices.
Then there will be transactions.
There will be transaction. Yes or no?
Oh, no.
No. You said yes and then you said no. What is the reason of no?
Because if let's just say that it's efficient 100%, then it will leave no room for the excess profits by investing, since everything is already fed.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So if all information is already reflected in stock prices, then the possibility of doing transaction is very low, right? Because all available information is in the stock prices. So there is no chance that we're doing transaction. Right.
Sir,
can Right.
you repeat?
Yeah.
Can
you
slow down?
Good. Good. I expect to do so because this is not easy to understand, right?
Yes.
So the basic of stock market price is practically information, right? So if we are talking about what moves stock market prices, the point, information moves stock market prices. That's clear, right? And then what kind of information? We have at least two kind of information. The first one is firm specific information. So last week or last 2 weeks, I think we discussed on the financial report, balance sheet, and then income statement and cash flow statement. There would be one of the source of firm specific information. If you're analyzing Astra International, Gajah Tunggal, Mas Pion stocks based on their financial reports, then that would be one of the source of firm specific information, right? The second source of information is market-wide information. Market-wide means inflation, Federal Reserve Bank rate, or in Indonesia, Bank Indonesia rate, right? Stimulus economy during COVID 2020, we got a lot of stimulus from the government, right? So we have at least two source of information, firm specific and then market-wide information. So basically what we trade in stock market, in secondary market is information, right?
That's in secondary market.
In secondary market. We can talk about primary market later. Okay? And then in the stock market, there is a hypothesis. We call that efficient market hypothesis. Simply, efficient market hypothesis is all publicly available information in the market is reflected in stock prices. Right? All publicly available information is reflected in stock market prices. All available, publicly available, right? So the key word here is publicly available. Then, do you have any question? I'm going to pause a bit now.
Well, that's all of the information publicly available. Like,
Public,
don't we already get like the information, like the financial report, like the transactions?
yeah, you're right. So publicly available information includes firm-specific information and market-wide information, right? But again, if you analyze go-to financial report, and then this group analyze the same financial report from go-to, do you think you are going to get the same result or same expectation? Could be yes, could be no, right? So even after we use the same information, publicly available information, there will be possibility that the expectation of two sides, supply and demand, is different. Example, you do analysis on go to financial report and then you come up with, I'm going to sell my shares, right? While this group, after analyzing financial report, decided to buy shares. Another group decided to hold the shares, right? So different expectation. So even after including all available information, we come up with different expectation. So that is why the transaction is done in the stock market, in secondary market, because of different expectation.
Wait, so while information is publicly available, but companies can still have different expectations.
Not company, traders
Traders
or
can-
investors. Yeah.
Traders can still have different expectations, so they still do trading in the secondary
Yeah.
market. So there will still be transactions,
Yes.
even though the market is efficient
If market fully efficient,
or it's
fully efficient, or a publicly available information plus private information included in the stock market, then there is,
So,
I think, low possibility that we are going to do transaction, right? what is the minimum transaction? We already have same expectation because of the all information is already in the stock prices, right?
Does efficient mean there's like lots of activity in the market?
Efficient could be yes, could be no. Yeah. So this is I'm going to I will add this, right? Now I'm going to focus on this efficient market hypothesis, right? The first form is weak form.
I'm still confused about the efficient market hypothesis. Let's say if all of us know about information, then how does transaction become less used?
Efficient market hypothesis, we have three forms. I'm going to explain this in detail, right? The first form is weak form. So weak form means all historical information reflected in the stock prices, right? All historical information, right? All historical information means you already checked the index, right? You know the movement of the index starting from 2008, it increasing, yeah, slowly up to 2024, right? So if the market in the weak form efficient, then there is no use of you using historical information to do the transaction. Weak form, okay?
Okay. So weak form means like there is little information.
Historical information, right? So weak form efficiency means market efficient in the weak form. It means that all historical information reflected in stock prices. So if you analyze using chart, using graph, using bar, there is no use of you to use those kind of information because all of those kind of information is included, reflected in the market, right? So all historical information.
So the chart is not reflecting or reflecting.
The chart is no use for you to use chart this and then bar to analyze the stock market and then to do the transaction based on those information. Because
The stock market is stable.
the stock market has reflected all historical information.
Can you give an example?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is an example. We have Indonesian example, right? Astra International, right? Astra International is one example of weak form, efficient for one stock, right? It means if you use past prices of Astra International and then past indexes of Astra International, right, to make forecasts and then to make decision to do the transaction for Astra International, yeah, it's no use of you. It's no use. The information is doesn't matter. Information doesn't matter, right? Because what? Because all historical information of Astra International is already reflected in the stock prices in Astra International. Historical information. The keyword is historical information. So if you check Yahoo Finance and then have a look at the prices of Astra International, and then you predict there is an increase of prices from 2020 to 2024, and then you want to buy another shares of Astra International based on that information, yeah, the information is already reflected in Astra International prices. So it's not going to be profitable for you if you do transaction based on that information. Historical. I'm not talking about the financial report. No. Right. So all of you here know that Astra International in big form, and then you want to make transaction that profitable to you. Right? So you know that all available information historically for Astra International reflected in the price of Astra International. Then you add information, right? You add information to have profitable transaction by adding information on financial report, right? So weak form, you add information, financial report in your transaction, then most likely you can get very good result on your transaction because you add more information in the market. So the second form is semi-strong, semi-strong form. All right. We discussed the information of semi-strong form in this point. You add financial report, right? So historical information, historical prices plus financial report equals semi-strong form in the market. So again, if you want to buy Astra International and then you analyze Astra International based on historical prices plus financial report analysis, then there is a low chance for you to get profitable trade in this semi-strong form.
Financial report.
Yeah, financial report plus historical prices. The third one is strong form. Strong form is historical plus financial report plus private information. Private information is very hard to get because not so many people can get private information. So the most possible way for you to analyze the market is whether the market is on the weak form efficiency or semi-strong form efficiency. Right.
So does people have to do due diligence to get private information?
Well, you can do due diligence to get private information, but at least you have to meet with the CEO of the company to get private information. It's not really easy to get the private information.
So is there any chance in real life that the market will be strong form?
There is a low chance of having strong form efficiency.
So it's still weak form or semi-strong?
Yeah, weak form efficiency.
Wait, so does that mean like if a company is in big form, then they don't provide financial reports?
No,
Because
they provide financial report, right? But the investors do not analyze this financial report as one of their source of information. So most of the investors doing transaction only based on the historical prices. So in the weak form. So now you do the transaction based on historical information, and then you gain profitable trading, right? And then Jason knows your strategy. Jason started to use historical information, and then one of these girls here using the same strategy, and then all of the classes using the same strategy, right? Only using the historical information. And then what is going to be happen in this market?
Everywhere we have the same result.
Yeah, all of you have the same information, and then all of you have the same decision. And then is there any possibility that you are going to do transaction? No, there is no possibility, right? There is very low possibility that you are going to do transaction based on those same information in this class, right? And then one of you started to think that I need to add more information if I want to do profitable transaction, right? All of you done with this kind of information, historical prices, And then one of you started to think, what if I add financial report analysis, right?
So the one who, I mean, like it is reflected on the stock prices, like by the investors. Then.
Yeah, investors.
So the historical information is just basically bars, charts.
Yeah, bar charts, and then trend, and then cyclical, seasonal, something like that, right? Yeah. So after all of you using the same information, the historical prices information is not relevant anymore. It's irrelevant anymore, right? And then one of you started to think, what if I add more information in the market, starting using financial report analysis, right? Say Angeline decided to use financial report analysis to buy or sell Astra International, and then based on this information, she made a good transaction or good trade. Yeah, her trading is profitable, right? Very good. And then many of you started to think, what Angeline did, what kind of information Angeline put on her analysis, right? Financial report analysis. All of you know that. All of you using this historical and then financial report analysis. Right? And then the market start from big form efficiency to semi-strong form efficiency. Okay, but the market is not as small as our class, right? There is so many investors, so many participants, and so many analysis in the market. Right? Well, in Indonesia, we have like 800 stocks, right? And then the most liquid is only 45 stocks. Mostly traded is only 100 stocks, right? So if you see this number, there are 700 stocks that are not liquid, right? And not most liquid. So what happened with 700 stocks?
Are they just an asset?
Yeah, they're just an asset, so there is a small probability to do transaction in those 700 stocks, illiquid stocks, right? Means that if you analyze the 700 stocks out of 800, there is a possibility that you could use this historical information to do transaction on the 700 stocks, right? Because not so many investors interested in these 700 stocks. Okay. Any questions so far? Clear? Assume this is still our market, and then all of you already explore and use historical information plus financial report information, and then the market is now semi-strong, right? And then maybe one or two of you knows the CEO of Astra International, right? There is a possibility, always a possibility, right? And then you invite him or invite her to have a very nice dinner in Surabaya, right? And then you can ask him or her, what is your plan for Astra International 4 5 years from now, right? It's very nice dinner, and then you can talk about Astra International, please. And then the CEO of Astra International started to share a little bit of information. Hey, I'm going to have a very big investment on generative AI, right, to improve my manufacturing, automobile manufacturing division. And then you ask him or her.
What if you don't share any information?
Yeah, if you don't share any information, you lost your money on a very nice dinner. But if you bring someone to a very nice dinner, right, there is there's high chance that he or she would love to share a little bit of information about it. Right? And then she or he started to talk about that, and then you come up with a valuation for 5 years from now. It means that you add private information in your valuation of stock valuation, right? But it's only 2 or 3 of you in this class that invite CEO of Astra International, and then still the market is not really in strong form efficient because only 2 or 3 of you out of 12 in this class who has those kind of information. So most likely market is semi-strong form. Means that there is always be a transaction for stock prices in the stock market. Right? Okay, good. Now you can check Astra International price. Right? ASE, right?
Forton Silky TAC.
Or ASEE? ASEE,
I think
right?
I see.
ASEE, sorry. ASII, right? From Yahoo Finance, ASII. So please check the prices and then check the financial report from Yahoo Finance, right? And then what would be your decision? Sell, buy, or hold for next month, right? I'll give you what, 10 minutes? Enough? 5 minutes?
We analyze.
Yeah, just casually analyze. If you want to use future value, present value, up to you. I'm not going to be that complicated.
Apa? Iya, atas semua nih. Saya kayak dari dunia summary-nya. Ya bisa sih. Dan kalau summary-nya ya suara sama. Suara juga ya.
No, it's up to you. It's
ChatGPT
just
analyze.
doing casual analysis. Simple. Just check the prices. Yes?
So I guess it is about for transfer.
Yeah, up to you. What kind of information are you going to use?
Those are gamble.
No, it's not gamble.
Oke. Judi. Binomo. Kampret. Gak ada sih. Apa binomo itu? Nama apa namanya? Bukan nama sistem ya, nama sistem ya. Binary option.
Binary options. Binomo.
Maksudnya earnings ya?
Ini pendapatan.
Dividen.
Pendapatan. Hasil bisnis.
Oh, that is reported.
Income. Yes.
Berarti pasti kan zaman.
Wait, so I'm still confused. You said that if, let's say, that every information, including private information, were available in the stock market, transaction would be reduced.
Yeah, there is a possibility that there is no significant transaction in the market because all of the information available in the market.
So it means that less key information makes strong transaction.
Tapi kalau
Yeah,
Because
of different
kalau di
information.
tahun lalu sih bulan
So if we have the same information from the same market,
Oh, but-
then most likely we
Itu
can
turun terus.
do the same
Habis bulan
decision.
sudah.
so let's say that
Bulan
let's say
Maret
that
itu naik lagi.
Apple there's Apple stocks, and then Apple's secret information public and said that they want to build, let's say, a new iPhone, and then that iPhone will 100% will skyrocket, and everyone knows that. That means that
Yeah, there is no transaction on that information, right? Because everyone knows that.
But I mean, I could put like my money on,
Yeah, of course. You
Time
can put
high-nya ini
your
pas
money.
and then it will increase.
2009 emang
My
kenapa?
money will increase.
2020.
Most likely, yes. Most likely, yes.
Then that's a benefit, right?
Yeah, profit, not benefit.
A profit.
Yeah, it's profit. Most likely, yes.
So
But if so many people out of you
Hmm.
think that there is no that the iPhone 16 is not material information for buying Apple stocks, then they will hold their shares. Right?
News. Dividend analysis.
If they think that the iPhone 16 development is not material information to the transaction on the stocks, then they will hold their stocks, not do the transaction like you.
Because everyone has their own
Yeah,
summary.
they have their own expectation.
So why does with less information will make transaction much more lebih banyak itu kok bisa?
Yeah, because there are so many expectations in the market.
Oh.
Because of there is no adequate information in the market, and you have different expectation. I also have different one. Reputation and all of those girls also have many different expectations.
So
Then they test their expectation in the market by doing transaction.
and that's the percentage of success.
What do you mean by
Jadi
percentage
kayak
of success?
bisa naik bisa turun.
Yeah, could be up.
So there could be fixed experience profit or loss.
Yeah.
And but if everyone were to know about profit information, wouldn't that make anyone profitable? I mean, like, semuanya kan pasti
Dividend.
No, I don't think so. Market information is not always correct.
Dividend
It's
Oh,
not, yeah, not so many people knows about that.
Okay, thank you.
5 bulan nggak beli dividend anjir. Beta.
Okay, have you made any decision on Astra International stock? Who wants to buy? Another one. Who wants to buy? Berkeley, Jason. Ladies, hold, sell, or buy. Means what? Hold, sell.
Nggak ada yang tahu sih.
Depends on the price when I buy.
Yeah, now the option is buy, sell, or hold based on the information you have.
Well,
Hold. Jenna, hold. Sharapova, hold. Ariel, hold. To sell, hold. Sandrina, hold. Sam Rudy, hold. Right? I'm going to buy it. Oh, Lydia.
sell.
Oh, udah beli aja.
Buy, sell, or hold your stocks.
I think I will suara terbanyak kayaknya hold ya.
Yang sell cuma satu.
So majority of you hold your stocks, right? Not doing transaction.
Suara terpenting gimana?
So that's the thing do right now. This is just my expectation, right? So even after controlling for the information you have, right? We only analyze information from Yahoo Finance, same stocks, same information, and then all of you been 4 weeks with me here. I assume that the knowledge you have is pretty similar, right? The outcome of your position is different, right? So this is how the market works. Right? You have different expectation. buy, sell, hold, right? Okay. So Reinhard kept asking me about stock transaction is gambling, right? What do you think? Doing investment in stock market is gambling.
I don't think it's gambling. I think it's just risky. Because if you can read the the report well, I don't think it's gambling.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's not gamble actually. Yeah, it's a speculative activity, right? It's not gamble. Speculative. Yeah, gamble is not based on information, right? If you gamble, you don't have any information material to decide what kind of number, what kind of color you put your money on, right? If you're saying about, oh, I know the statistic, the probability of those gamble things, I don't think you're going to succeed with those kind of probability and statistics, right? So if you're talking about stock market transaction, it's about speculative activities. Speculatives mean you decide on buy, sell, or hold based on material information, right? You analyze the financial report, and then you analyze the economic condition in Indonesia or Astra International, and then you also have a look at the other information specific to this firm or this company. Right? So you decide on buy, sell, or hold is based on material information. Right? So do you have any questions in this topic? Yeah, presentation after break, right? Okay. Yeah, things already clear from here. So in stock market, there are at least two sides: company, right? Company side, and the second one is uh, stockholder side, right? As a stockholder of Astra International, ASII, right? How do you monitor the company? Say you already decide on buy the stocks or hold your stock, and then what do you do to monitor the company?
You look at the financial report.
Yeah, makes sense. Financial report. Then, what kind of report do you expect to get?
The balance sheet.
Yeah, that's another financial report, right? It's income statement, cash flow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes. What if the financial report is fake?
Yeah, that's a good point, right?
Fake.
That's a good point. That's why we expect this company from this governance, right? Governance, right? Governance. Governance means how this company manage themselves, how this company manage the information, how this company manage the quality of the information shared to the public, right? So we have this public accountant, right? Do you know PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC,
Oh yeah.
EY, right? Ring a bell?
Yes, yes.
No?
Big four.
Yeah, it's big four, right? PwC, and then EY. What else?
Deloitte.
Deloitte. Yeah. Deloitte. Then I think one more, right? This is accounting firm company who makes sure that the report from Astra International follows the rules of financial reporting, the standard of financial reporting, right? we call that governance. So this is important for you to monitor your company once you decide to buy one of the publicly listed companies. You need to monitor them. You need to have a look at the governance of the company. Yeah.
So those companies become like the police.
Police. Oh, the police. Oh no, they just make sure that all of this financial report follows the international standard. It's like quality assurance.
What if those company also fake?
Yeah, it happens in 2008, right? Global financial crisis. The financial report of, you remember subprime mortgage we discussed earlier?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of those subprime mortgage had right investment grade because all of these company plus the rating companies agrees to put investment grade, right? But after that, after 1 year from 2007, I've had those kind of investment grade. 2008, we got global financial crisis. So there is always a possibility that this accounting firm missed, yeah, the standard of financial reporting for a company. Okay. Now, I think 5 more minutes, and then we can have a break. In Indonesia, we have what we call two-tier, right? Two-tier board system. Two-tier board system. So if you have a look at the book, there is what we call executive director, right? And then board of directors, right? So Indonesia have these two tier. If you are very familiar with commissaries, maybe the commissioner board, yeah, commissaries or supervisory board, we call this supervisory board. So this is familiar system in Indonesia, but in Australia you only have one tier, right? Single tier board. This is Australia, right? So you only have board of directors, right? Single tier. So in governance, you can check who is the supervisory board. Just an example, you have company, and then you decided to list your company in Jakarta Stock Exchange, and then all of your company, the supervisory board is me. And then you can have the connection, right? Who is the supervisory board? Oh, he's one of the lecturer during one of you doing your graduate degree in Western Sydney, right? So there will be an issue with the governance. So you check the relationship of supervisory board with board of directors. Okay, right. So that's from the company side, and the stockholder expect that there is sufficient transparency on these people who are in the position in supervisory board and board of directors. Right. This is a two-tier board, and in Australia, we can only check the board of directors. Their credentials is available in what we call the ASIC. ASIC is similar with OJK in Indonesia, Financial Services Authority. Okay, we can have a break for 10 minutes. Then after that, blockchain That's blockchain, right?
Kenapa? Aduh, kok udah nggak ikut nih. Nembak. Tapi gue
Siapa sih mau kapsa?
oh, nggak usah sampai. Kemarin minum kopi tapi ngantuk ya?
Hah?
Iya kan, kopi kan belum.
Kok iya kan?
Tapi kan ada klinik. Terus kos nanti.
Masa sih nggak ngantuk ya? Kok ngantuk ini? Udah.
Nanti aku kirim linknya ya.
Okay. What is your favorite place for lunch in TP?
Everyone, sir.
TP what?
Everyone. Food court.
TP1. Oh, food court.
Yes, because it's cheap.
Then you go down to level 5 and then go to TP1.
Yeah,
Food court.
food court. If you like where? Maybe 3. Oh,
I'll never go to TP for lunch.
oh,
Just order sandwich from hotel and then bring it
hotel. What
here.
hotel?
Four Seasons.
Oh, you
Yeah, so after breakfast I order
Oh.
sandwich to bring with me.
But isn't the sandwich is already cold if you usually order?
Yeah, you're right. It's fine with me. Cold sandwich is fine with me. Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Okay. This is no, this is the verification for your visa for visa only. So you someone from the government officer will come to your same with that one and the visa as well, and they will just check if you are in the applicant, right? So they will sign over here. So uh, by the time you come and they ask you about the document, just give it this to them. Yeah, then they will sign. Otherwise, oh, you just make sure that you sign. They sign here. The government officer, if they making sure that you are there, remember about this document, right? Okay. Anything else? I think that's good. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll make sure whether you should do it through that or the government officer will take it. Yeah, I'll take care of it. Sehat-sehat Pak.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Apa?
Sehat terima kasih Pak. Berarti weekend di sini
Iya. Boleh.
kemana aja?
Wah, cuma sini aja.
Cuma di sini aja Pak.
Soto.
Apa yang terkenal? Rawon,
Kalau
setan.
hasil sebut saya.
Oh
Kalau
ya.
hasil
Oh,
soto cakap sih.
oh iya. Oke.
Seberang syarat.
Oh, oh itu pasti.
Sini ya. Soto cakap.
Saya
Jalan saya deket kan dari Hormat.
iya iya iya. Sini Pak. Ada yang keluar.
Ada istri, kemudian ikut saya.
Ke Madura juga.
Oh enggak.
Enggak ya? Oh, katanya bibitnya di Madura.
Senja.
Padahal katanya rasanya biasa aja sih, sama aja gitu.
Oh, gitu.
Kalau saya sih begitu ya, cuman karena pindah ke Madura terus di suasana berbeda.
Jadi
Agak saya berbeda ya.
Saya waktu ke Madura nggak dapet tempat di Senja.
Di sini ya.
Kalau beberapa tahun yang lalu. Terus
Oh.
Madura baru bekerja.
Sekarang udah bagus banget tempat mereka itu. Udah gede banget Pak. Buset. Udah gede banget.
Ini di Surabaya juga Pak.
Iya Pak. Tapi kalau soalnya sana pedesaan.
Iya.
Iya, Surabaya ya. Dan kalau ramai.
Oh iya.
Nggak ramai. Ada yang di daerah Majen Sukomo. Enggak ramai juga.
Saya di Madura karena dekat.
Iya. Itu di sini
Sebelum Senja.
di
Di
dalam
Nyebrang, masuk dia paling dekat sama tempat.
di dalam. Rara saya coba.
Nyebrang tapi kalau itu.
Dikit-dikit takut kolesterol.
Olahraga lah habis itu. Ya, ya.
actually interested in stock markets. Previously I was a student at PCU, right? And in there they brought a case called Lopek Hong.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He said that he earned his money through investment, but if he earned his money through investment, wouldn't that be there's also a big risk that he could lose all of his money?
Yeah, he lost substantial money on saham Bumi. I remember for
So
15 years. Yeah.
like if your income is just through investment, would it also be risky,
Yeah, it's very risky.
but also very profitable?
But you have to, I think you have to weigh the possibility of having continuous profit instead of losing so many years.
Ya, bisa dikit nih, dikit nih. Iya, soalnya ini aja, ini kan satu-satu bisa.
Oh, saya ini soalnya. Coba nanya. Baru tahu, tapi kita sendiri sih nggak soal.
Aku baru tahu. So, previously I asked you a question that you play stocks. You do play stocks.
I don't play stocks. I invest in
Oh,
stocks.
yeah,
I don't play stocks. I don't have that kind of money.
But I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, and in that he said that if you have income, it would be better if you don't buy it in liabilities such as maybe gadgets, homes. You should buy it like in assets such as stocks, bonds, like that.
That's a good advice.
But there is also a possibility that when you invest it in stocks, bonds, it could the value of it could be lowered.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. But if you invest in long term, and there is a high chance that you could like a very good return in long term. But if you only invest in 1 or 2 years, that's not enough for stocks.
Yes, yes, yes. Bro, gini. Iya, begini.
Kok kasih kopi? Masa Nescafe berhasil?
Coffee and is it?
No, this is for the.
Oh, for Group 2, are you ready to present your case? Jason, Sarapufa, and Sandrina.
Yes.
Buat minggu ini kayaknya hari Jumat ya Pak. Kita udah pesen sih sebelum tak chat. Dia udah pesen sih sebelum tak chat katanya saya. Tapi dia itu, dia sing dekat TP itu. Nah, dia apa? Apa sih namanya di depan TP itu?
Depan TV.
Ah, dekat TP di kampus di sana. Kok di sana? Saya benar ya. Ini loh. Kinton bro. Yang dekat TP itu yang dari jalan tidak.
Namanya apa?
Kinton Bang. Dari TP 3 menit.
Kinton.
Sampai sama juga Pak.
Kinton.
Kintono. Tono apa? Nah, kayak ini. Apa? Gak tau kayak enggak. Aku kan saving. Memang kalian gitu. Sebenarnya aku bisa tapi kayak misalnya dari jam 6 malam.
Jam berapa?
Oh,
Kamu ini nggak sih?
Apa?
Karena cek ini
Enggak, jamnya tetap sama 4 sampai 6 buat minggu ini kan.
Sampai hari Kamis.
Enggak, cuma teman.
Atau aku, aku ya saya nyetir boy. Kamu bawa lah. Oke. Apa taruh di sendiri? Apa taruh mobil di rumah aku? Di rumahmu. Saya aku nggak ada nganggur. Jadi aku belum ngomong. Aku nonton kamu TP. Terus nanti kita bawa ke pulang aku terus. Aku ngomong. Lagi nih kamu bawa dari sini. Kalau bisa aku kesini kan aku buat panas. Nggak mau ke sana aku ngomong. Oh, udah boleh. Udah boleh bawa mobil. Oh, kamu pergi gitu. Sama aku. Enggak aku mau belum. Jumat tadi. Hah? Enggak sih, enggak ada. Tapi deh, enggak namanya. Ya wes lah ya, ya wes. Katanya dia berat bagus banget. Iya, ada logo. Kamu ini kamu 3. Saya 5. Cuma nggak cukup. Oh, harus pencet screen. Atau tidak?
Guys, ready?
Udah sih. Wih, mau kasih logo Western sini nih.
Jadi kita proud sih. Jadi kita kayak
Mati lah.
Kamu kan kayak musuhan.
Udah suratnya mas.
Tapi kayak musuhan sih. Agak gini dikit kayak. Ini ya, kan agak sama. Jadi diam dulu. Aku tahu sekarang.
Okay, hello guys. We're from group 2 and today we're going to present about our topic outline are DLT, blockchain, chess, transition from chess to DLT, as well as benefits of DLT. Okay, DLT, which is short for distributed ledger technology. It's a digital system for recording transactions where the ledger is shared across participating organizations without a central authority, usually the bank or the government. The transactions are recorded and verified by the participants themselves instead of relying on central authority. What is a blockchain? A blockchain is a type of DLT. It is a data structure that records transactions and arranges the data in sequential blocks, each linked to the previous one, forming a chain. Blockchain typically uses mechanisms like proof of work or proof of stake for validating transactions. Blockchain is commonly associated with cryptocurrency as well as smart contracts. So these are the key features of blockchain. Transparency, decentralized, and immutability. For decentralized, unlike traditional financial systems that rely on central authorities, blockchain operates in a decentralized manner. Transactions are verified and recorded by a network of participants rather than a single central authority. For transparency, every transaction recorded on the blockchain is visible to all participants in the network. This transparency helps in building trust among parties and can reduce fraud. Lastly, immutability. Once a transaction is recorded on a blockchain, it cannot be altered or deleted. This immutability ensures that transaction is.
It informs to the chain, right? So this is unsuccessful code, this is unsuccessful code. So all of this chain knows about this information.
So to get the Bitcoin.
Yeah,
D get the Bitcoin.
D get the Bitcoin. Right.
Also, did they steal from A?
D is still from, sorry?
I don't understand.
No.
But why do we need to crack the code? Why don't just A tell everybody that code is?
Oh no, that's the thing about the security of blockchain technology or the distributed ledger technology. So no one or only one can crack this code, and only one. Right? Once one party manages to crack this code, then the other party is unsuccessful party. This information distributed to these all of the member of the chain. So that's why we call this distributed ledger. So everyone knows about this information. So 100 to 20, right? So the remaining balance of A is 100 minus 20, right? So everyone knows that A now has $80 distributed along this chain or blockchains, right? And then say that A does transaction to B, and then he wants to transfer, like, I don't know, this is just number, 125 US dollar to B, right? And then C, E, D are going to confirm this transaction, right? Say this code is A hashtag B, right? So A informed that I'm going to do transaction with B, transfer money 125, my code is A hashtag B, right? And then CDE, yeah, put an attempt to recover this code. They send their code to A, right? The first one who managed to crack the code is C, say this is 0 hashtag 4, so C. And then C knows that A doesn't have this kind of money, right? So C cancels this transaction. Once C managed to crack the code, cancel this transaction, and then this cancellation of this transaction again inform to all of these member of blockchain, right? So this is a chain information of this block. So they said this blockchain. The difference with centralized is A, B, C, D, E. If you want to transfer to B, to C, 100 and then 20 US dollar. And then B is the bank, right? So A asks B to transfer his money to C. And that's it. This is centralized. D and E do not know about this transaction, right? In blockchain technology, if A transfer to C, it has a particular code, then all of these member of the chain try to crack the code, and then all of these member of the chain knows this transaction to verify.
Wait, why do they want to
Oh, tapi gunanya apa?
So this is the confirmation. So like if you want to transfer money to overseas, then you will give then the bank will give you a code, right? Confirmation code. The confirmation code is a one hashtag ID hashtag 01. And then you transfer your money to the bank overseas, and then the bank overseas will confirm the code to your bank in Surabaya or Indonesia. Hey, the code is one hashtag ID hashtag 01. Yes, correct. Then you can transfer the money overseas. Right? So this happens in decentralized transaction. In decentralized transaction.
It's just a personal.
A transfer to C, Surabaya to, I don't know, Vanuatu, Surabaya to Vanuatu, and then Bank B said that, hey, I have money transfer to C, and C has its own bank, Bank Z. Z called Bank B. Hey, what is your code of transaction from A to C? Hey, this is my code. Okay, confirm, and then B send A's money to C. That's it.
Oh.
Right? Okay. So once you know this side, like you are a bank staff, and then you know this code, then you can use this code to transfer the money to your own, right? That was happened in Citibank Indonesia before, billions of rupiah. Yeah, Citibank Jakarta.
Wow. So the blockchain is much more private.
Yeah, it's secure. So this is the public blockchain. Public blockchain. If private blockchain, then the blockchain is owned by usually one technology firm. In Indonesia, the technology firm that is popular with private blockchain is IBM. Right? So they have their own private blockchain. Means all of the member of IBM blockchains is IBM firm. So it's not public. You cannot see the transaction.
So it's the same like central banks.
Yeah, it's the same as central bank. Right. So the technology is we call this smart contract technology, right? You know one area in Indonesia that applies smart contract technology, or maybe in India or every part of the world. Bali. Bali applied smart contract technology to have land certification for Balinese. So they know the history of the owner of one block of land up to 100 years ago using this smart technology. Yeah. So we already applied blockchain, yeah, more successfully than ASX. Right. So this is blockchain technology. Do you have any questions on blockchain technology? Right. So because of this complexity, I think one of the costs for applying those kind of technology in ASX is not really successful because it's really complex technology in that time, right? And it's very expensive if you apply this to a private blockchain, right? Okay, right. Now we also have this. I think this is one more. Okay, right. Central bank digital currency, right? So instead of using only blockchain for part of a country, now central bank around the world initiate central bank digital currency. So I think 20 years from now, you're not going to have like one kertas, paper money in your hand. Everything is just about digital. Yeah. Now central bank digital currency is one of the yeah. So everything is going to be digital.
Why is that? Why is that?
Excuse me.
Why is everything digital?
Yeah, because managing current money is very expensive because you have to replace the current money with the new one regularly.
Because of reforging money.
Yeah, and forgery as well. There's also a problem with forgery. Yeah. So practically managing this kind of money is really expensive for the central bank around the world. And then they initiate central bank digital currency using blockchain technology. Okay, that is the topic of discussion for the day. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Stock market, share markets, company side, investor side, right? That's the term you have to understand. Primary market, secondary market, efficient market, what kind of information you are expect to have, what kind of information you base on your transaction, right? So those kind of key terms you have to understand.
Sir, will there be any chance for like because we get our mistakes in this?
Oh, you cannot see that?
No.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's looking really
So we can't really know. We don't really know which one we got wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think you can see from your dashboard, no? Not at all.
No, no.
So you know the mark, but you
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we don't know what's wrong.
That's possible.
Sure, that would be possible. Do you need it now or
No.
next week?
I think yeah, for next quiz.
Next quiz.
Ask Mr. Tuhil to open the.
Yeah, I can see that
Oh, you can.
from my dashboard. Yeah, which one is correct, which one is not. Right. Um. Yeah, I think if it is possible for me to send via email, then I can send it to your email. Right.
Oh yeah. That would be
Question. That's it for today from